welcome back to the Meeple Marathon and our continued coverage of It's a Wonderful World. It's a Wonderful Kingdom recently funded on Kickstarter, so that will eventually be hitting retail stores. They don't, they tend to get their games out to retail pretty quickly once they've delivered to backers. So I decided to give It's a Wonderful World a go. And so we're going to show off the solo mode today. And one of the nice things about the game is not only is there a solo mode, a traditional way to just play out of the box solo, but they've also included these 6 solo scenarios. So we're actually going to take on scenario number 1 here, to the center of the earth. So let me read for you. Supreme Leader, you who shine upon the Empire and provides happiness to your humble subjects, I've just received an urgent missive from our explorers team in the Arctic. They've found a secret tunnel to the center of the Earth. Very good. Tell them to set up camp and to build the megadrill. Allow them to use the super sonar as well. Give them the order to reach the center of the Earth before any other empire. I demand it. So, the only rules we have for this game is that we have to play on a B side of the Empire, which basically just means that we're not going to get a bonus, an additional bonus, but we are going to get a little bit more production here right off the bat. So it kind of evens itself out, but generally the B side is the harder to score more points on. And then you can just see here that we are attempting to beat 115 points, which is going to be interesting. I'm going to be honest with you up front. I am not very good at this game. It is fun, though. It's a great little engine builder. It's very quick, very easy, very satisfying by the end. So, how you play is that normally when you play multiplayer, there is a drafting, which means everybody is dealt a hand of cards. You pick one, and then you pass either to the right or the left, depending on the round. And when someone passes all their cards to you, you pick them up, you choose one, and then you pass again in the same order. That way the cards go around and you may see your hand again, but it's certainly not going to have all the same cards, and you're going to see some cards in between. So you can kind of pick and choose your strategy. You can also do what's called hate drafting and pick something up out of the stack that you know the person next in line would want, and you don't want them to have. But either way, after a round of drafting, then you have this handful of cards. And what you would need to decide then is whether or not you're going to set those cards up for construction, which is these 4 right here are currently set up for construction. This is part of the scenario, is that we get to start with these cards in our construction area, and we have to construct these before the end of the 4th round. That's the name of the game, or at least this scenario. But when you have these cards in your hand, say for example, I did not want to try and build or get to the center of the earth, I could simply discard this card to gain whatever's in this small circle here. So I could gain a blue token instantly by discarding this card. I wouldn't do that though because I have no place to put it. So let's just say, for example, none of these are really good examples because they'll give you blue. So the Mega Drill even doesn't work. But let's say, for example, I had a card in my hand that, let's say I had Super Sonar in my hand and I did not feel like I was going to get any use out of building the Super Sonar. I could discard it to gain a blue token, and I could then slot it here on the center of the earth. So you get to decide. Nobody's messing with you. Nobody can take the cards away from you once they're in your hand. You're either deciding, am I going to discard it for the immediate resource, or am I going to attempt to build it? Now, why would you build it, you ask? Well, once you have built one of any of these locations, you get to slot it up here on top of your empire. So during the production phase, which comes after you have made your decision of, am I going to discard for the easy resource or am I going to construct, you go through what's called the production phase. And so the way the board is set up is very specific in that you always start with your gray production. I don't know if it's like concrete or something like that. forget what it's called, industry or something like that. But you can see now, just looking at this little center column here, I actually produce 3 industry when I do the production phase. If I have built the mega drill, that is. So I would get to pick up 3 gray cubes and then place them out on my board. Hopefully I would have some place to put them. Hopefully I would have thought ahead and realized that. If I happen to build something, completely fill something up during the middle of a production phase, I get to instantly add it to my empire. So say I was able to build the polar base. Say I needed 1 more black and I got it from my Aztec Empire. I was able to complete the polar base. All the rest of these are filled. I then get to place the polar base immediately. And then you can see green and then yellow. Then we would do blue. Now all of a sudden I have added 3 blues to my production. So that little combo is what really shines in this game, is your ability to go through the resourcing one at a time, and you can add to your empire as you instantly build stuff. A few other things to point out is that each card has a type. So you can see like the green, the blue, the yellow, and the black. And some cards will give you production based on the number of certain type you have. So for Super Sonar, you get a blue times the number of military cards. So Mega Drill would be a military card. Things like Center of the Earth are only going to give you endgame VP. The polar base here is going to give you endgame VP of 2 times your blue cards. So you would get 2 times, if all you had was Center of the Earth, then you get 2 points. Also, when you build the polar base, see how this picture of this general is up in this little half circle here? Anything that appears in this area is a build bonus. So once I build the polar base, I will get a general token, add it to my kind of supply, general supply, and then I could either use it to fulfill one of these 2 slots here, or at the end of the game it's going to give me 1 VP. There's also some cards that will give me multipliers for, depending on, multiplying my general or my financier. And sometimes this is like a red, or sometimes it's a specific color. So for the most part, you need to use the color that you see to fill that in. And then once you've filled it in, it is built. But there is a wild, and that's the red. So adamantium, or I forget what the name of it's called, but the red is a wild. So you can put, you will actually see sometimes you need to put a red down, but otherwise you can put a red down and fulfill any color. Now to get reds, you probably are either going to get it from a build bonus, or if you ever don't have a place to put one of your resource cubes onto a card, you have to put it onto your empire card. It cannot just float around and wait until later to put it out. It goes onto your empire card, it's locked onto your empire card, but once you have 5 of any resource, and the generals and the financiers don't count, but any 5 cubes, they instantly become 1 red. So you can see that little symbol is denoted here. Now your reds can go onto your empire card, and you can pull them off your empire card and place them on later. So your reds and your generals and financiers, so basically this front row here, are the only ones that you can save and put down at a later date. All other resources, as soon as they are gained, either have to be placed on a card in your construction area or onto your empire card. That's it. Basically, we're going to go through 4 rounds, and at the end of the 4th round, you add up all your victory points. And in a multiplayer game, whoever had the most would be the winner. Now, in a solo game, it's basically a beat your own score, which I'm not usually a big fan of, but this game is so quick and so easy that it's okay. And the drafting mechanic is a little different in this game. So what we are going to do here, you can see just tucked off to the side, I have 4 stacks of 5 cards and then 5 cards. So what I am going to do is take random 5 card development pool into your hand and look at the cards. I can yeah, so I can take some or all of them. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started here. All right, so I have my 5 cards here. Now I need to decide, am I going to simply discard some of these? You can see this would get me a black, this is getting me a gray, a blue, and a green. Now I can use most of that. What, if anything, can I get going early? Well, I can get the Mega Drill early because it's not very much. And, you know, like the Fountain of Youth would give me 3 wilds if I build it, and would multiply my generals. Basically, my generals would become worth 2 because they're always worth 1, and this is an additional 1 per general. But this is a lot of blues, and I already need a lot of blues here. So I'm thinking I'm going to discard Fountain of Youth for a black. So I will take this black and I will slot it right there on the Mega Drill. All right. Then I have my recycling plant. I have 2 of them. And they would be super easy to do, but I don't really have a space where I need a lot of gray. So I'm definitely going to discard 1. That's going to give me the gray I need for my Mega Drill. But I'm already producing 2. This one's going to give me 3. Do I really need 5? Well, 5, a cheap and easy 5 would be a great way to almost produce a red every production phase. So I think I am going to place this down, because if I took this one for just the gray right now, it would definitely just go on my card. If I can figure out a way to get 1 more black on here, I will build this and then produce 1, 2, 3, instantly build this, and then I'm producing, you know, a red basically every other time. All right, so let's look at the rest of our cards here. We've got Parallel Dimension, which is another really heavy card. So I think I'm going to ditch this one for the blue. All right, and we're going to put that up here at center of the earth. Normally, I would probably choose a lot more to go into my construction area, but my strategy has changed slightly because of this scenario that I got 4 cards to begin with in my setup here. So I actually am chucking more cards at the beginning than I normally would. All right, so here's Roswell. Again, takes a lot of blues. This is going to get me a blue, but then I really need to get my polar base going. Which right now I only have 1 black. So I need to figure out some way to get black production. I don't know if this is worth it. So I'm going to go ahead and spend this one for green. All right. So that's kind of the first half of round 1. I then get to pick up my other 2 cards here. And at any point in time, if I have 2 cards that I absolutely am completely disgusted with, I can discard 2 cards to draw 5 new cards from this development stack and choose 1. So I'm giving up 2 to draw 1, but I'm seeing a lot more cards and I get to choose the one of 5. So usually that's a really good way if you're looking for a specific type of card or a specific resource. Like right now I'm looking for black, so just perusing through here, I'm not going to get a black. I don't really need a black though. I'm going to get a black in the second round, so I will get this in enough time to get the blue. I also would love to see something that produces black, because I need that to get my polar base here, and right now I'm only doing 1 per turn. So I could do this one pretty easily, but it's not giving me anything. All it's going to do is give me resources, victory points at the end of the game. It would be this and this, but this is something to consider because I'm not going to have anything else to do with the yellows. I mean the grays, but I need some yellow production. I mean, I am going to need blue, but... Okay, so I definitely don't need the museum, and I definitely don't need the recycling plant. I definitely don't need this. I could use this, but not yet. Since Center of the Earth doesn't give me any production, I can slow play this card, and as long as I built it by the end of the 4th round, I'm good. So let's show off that example of discarding 2 to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have to choose one of these. So let's see if there's a black. There's a black resource. There's another black resource. All right, are any of these worth taking right now? See, these will give me 3 black per turn. This one actually is not a bad idea. Neither is the wind turbine, though. This would give me 2 black, and so I'd get to this pretty quickly. But this one... This one's almost too good to pass up. Because I'm wondering how quickly... 1, 2, 3... I could get here pretty fast. Alright, so I'm actually going to take this card. I'm going to take the nuclear plant and construct it. So I have to get rid of these other 4. But I'm still looking for my black. So, again, I really don't need any of these guys. I don't need yellow. Well, I do. So let's get rid of these 2 to do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's amazing how I can pull off 5 cards each time. So here's that black again. That's a black and a yellow, which is good too, but I can't keep taking on cards. Secret Society and time travel. Oh, man. I am going to need a way to get yellows going, but I think I'm just going to take this. I'm going to instantly discard it for that black resource. I would put it right here, but then I'm just going to put it right back. So I'm not going to bother picking it up. But I have now built my Mega Drill. So I'm 1/4 of the way to fulfilling the victory conditions. And I am left with this 1 card. I cannot trade it in, so I might as well turn it in for one of those yellows and start filling that up there. Okay, so I'm going to slide these over. That is the end of round 1. So we're going to now go into the production phase. So we look at our tower here, and we can see I get 3 grays. So 1, 2, 3, and I am going to put them all... Yeah, I think so. I think I'm going to put them all right here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And then we move on to blacks. So I'm producing 1 black. All right. And then we are producing green. I'm producing 1 green. So I'm going to stick that one here. And then we are producing yellow. I don't produce any yellow. And then we're producing blue. So I do get 1 blue because of my Mega Drill. So there we go. All right, so that is the end of round 1. We flip this over. This ring, if you're playing multiplayer, tells you which direction to pass your cards. Pretty ingenious little tracker here. So you can see this way you go to the left, and this way you go to the right. But we're on round 2 now. So we pick up our next stack of 5 cards. And I am looking for a gray resource. I'm also looking for something that can produce yellow. All right, so I'm not getting any of that right now. I'm getting lots of black production. This isn't that bad of an idea though, because I have gonna have some pretty strong gray production pretty soon. So I'm actually going to slot the industrial complex down. Now what do I want to do with these? I think I will turn in... I certainly don't need any more nuclear plants. So I'm going to turn these in for 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm looking for a gray, and there's my gray. Oh, this one gives me 2 yellows. Climate control. I'm just going to simply take this. I will claim it, but then discard it for a gray. That's going to give me the last of my nuclear plant. So now I am doing good on gray and black production. I need to step up my blue though a little bit. So we need to get our polar base going. So in looking at these two cards, this is giving me 2 blacks. Now I'm going to be able to build the industrial complex during the production phase very easily, which means I'll get that yellow. So let me just do this all again. I don't need 2 blacks right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Basically, I'm just looking for a yellow resource, and I don't see one. So what else can I... Ooh, I kind of like this guy. Yeah. I like this one. Okay. So there's really nothing else here out of these 5 that are worth taking. I don't have a yellow. I don't need the green. So I'm going to take this one and slot that one. All right. So that was the first half. Now here's our second half. All right, here's a yellow that we're looking for. Lots more whites. And a big yellow production. Interesting. But I think what I'm going to do is spend a lot of these to get yellows. So there's one. Here's another one. Okay. Actually, just going to go ahead and spend this one to get a green. And then I've got these 2 that are going to produce... I could produce the recycling plant right now and just really get this going, then super fast. Get my yellow going. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend those 2. That's going to instantly give me my recycling plant. And so now I am gray heavy, but that's fine. We are moving on to our production phase. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put 3 of them here, and 2 of them are going to go onto my card for the first time. All right, then we're moving on to black. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to figure out where I want to spend all of these. But that's pretty simple. I'm going to go 2 here, 1 here, and then I'm going to move that over here because I'm about to clean these up. So I actually just produced 2 cards in one foul swoop. Boom. And we're actually running out of room here, so I'm going to start a new row right here. All right. So that was good. And this one gives me an instant bonus of a financier, which I don't need him right now. I need some generals, which I'm getting 1 here. I need to figure out how to get 1 more general. That's another thing I need to produce. So, to get to the center of the earth. All right, but we have done black now, so we're moving on to green. I now have 1, 2 green. Very nice. And so these are going to easily go right here. Boom, boom. So I'll be getting that shortly. And then we will move on to yellow. So I have just 1 yellow. So unfortunately, I definitely need to pick up my yellow production somehow. All right. And then last but not least, we have our blues. So I have 1, 2, 3 blues. So that actually fulfills the center of the earth colors. I just need the generals to get me there. So, all right. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so let's move on to round 3. We'll flip this over and let's take a look. So I could use 2 yellows, but I don't need to. I'm gonna get 1, so I need at least 1 yellow. Now this one's not bad. I produce 3 blues at a turn. 1, 2, 3, and I don't have anything else to do with them. So yeah, I'm actually going to put this one down right here. And then let me see. I've got 1 yellow here, so I'm going to use that to ensure that I'm going to fill this one out this turn. And let's go ahead and knock this one out too. So super sonar is going to get us to our, it's going to give us 1 additional blue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, because we only have 1 tank. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would love to get 1 more military down. I have no use for these, for the blacks or the whites. So I'm going to trade these in to draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see what I need. I want a military card that uses blacks. So this is actually perfect. Yeah. That's the one I want. Okay, so that's the end of the first half of the round. Let's look at the second half. So I'm going to be able to produce this during the production phase, produce this during the production phase. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could use 1 more black. Let's see, and there it is. All right, so give me my 1 black I'm going to need. All right, and so I'm going to have an extra black because I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm getting my 1 yellow. All right, so what do I want to do with all of this stuff? I need something that can produce a person, so I need a military base. All right, so I definitely want to put that down. And then I could use in 1 more black because I've got the grays to get there. So let's trade in these 2 to hopefully get a black resource. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there a black in here? No. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take any card because I can now take this card. I can pair it with this one. I can discard 2 and draw 5 more. That is legal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See when I just grab 5 and there's a black. That's all. I'm not even going to look at the other ones. I'm on a mission. So here we go. Boom. I have now produced my black. All right. That's the end of round 3. So let's go through production. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gray. Now, since I finally have produced, and I think I may have missed this the first time, maybe not. Anytime in the solo mode that you produce 5 or more of something, you get to claim the either financier or general bonus that sits above these. If you're playing in the multiplayer mode, you simply get it as long as you are producing more than anybody else, and ties, nobody wins. So I'm actually going to get a financier out of this and 6 gray tokens to do something with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which I don't think I'm going to need nearly all of these. So boom, those help me complete the military base. Now I don't get this symbol because we already had this production phase, but I will get the green, and I do get the other general I need, or 1 general I need. All right, and then I have 3 that I can't put anywhere else, so I will put them here. That gives me 6 total, so I can pick up any 5, it doesn't matter, and I get my first red cube of the game, which is a little late in coming, but that's fine. All right, so we're done with grays. Let's move on to black. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I'm simply going to go 1, 2, 3 there, and I'll put my 4th one right here, but I have now produced airborne laboratory. Okay, so now we're moving on to green. 1, 2, 3, 4 greens, and I actually have no green places, nothing that needs green, so I would normally put them all right here, but that would make 5 exactly, so I'm just going to turn that one back in and have created that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I haven't hit 5 in any other category. Yellow now is simply just 1, so that completes this card. So polar base is now good. So the only thing we have left to satisfy the rules of the scenario is to complete center of the earth, and that's with 2 generals, which we just got our 2nd general. So I can actually go ahead and turn these guys in to gain center of the earth. There we go. And what did we do? We just did yellow. So now we are moving on to blue, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This has been produced. I'm going to get 2 more wilds out of it. And I'm going to get 4 blues just to sit here and wait for 1 more to create a red one. So there we go. All right. Moving on to the final round. We need some stuff to construct. So what's going to give us the most VP at the end of the game here? None of these guys. So I'm just going to set these guys off to the side. This guy here. So let's go for you. All right. So do I have any greens? Nope. How many greens do I produce here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's find some more stuff here. Let's get rid of these. Draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, when I just grab them, I get 5 every time. Okay, this is going to give me bum, and so I could easily do this. So I'm gonna take that, knowing that I can do that. Although this is tempting. I do make 3 yellows, and I have a financier. So actually, yeah, I'm gonna take the giant tower instead. And then this one, I'm producing 1, 2, 3, so I don't need the yellows. So I will ditch this for 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I actually grabbed 6 that time. All right, I can pick 1. Here's another one that would be super easy, so maybe we will take this one. 1, 2, 3. This is another one we could do. Yeah, since these really are going to give us no difference, let's take this one. All right. And so then our last set of 5 here. Again, I'm just looking for points at this point. Do I think I could get here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, because I did 9 that time. So I'm going to produce ancient astronauts. Do I need anything else here? I don't think I could get to the submarines because this is going to take 2. And I'm only producing 1, 2, 3, 4. But I've got some of these. So maybe let's go for it. All right, but I'll chuck this to get 1. So I'm 1 closer. And I'll chuck this to get 1 closer. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to give me a general, which could just give me a point at the end of the game. Yeah. So we're going to produce the military base as well. All right. So I think I did the math here that I can produce all of this stuff now in the production phase. And endgame scoring, I'm going to get points for, no, I don't get any points for crystallium. That's the name of this stuff here. So I probably should have produced even more, but let's go ahead and see what we can do here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. So I'm not even going to bother with all this. All my grays are perfectly aligned. All right. But I haven't actually produced any of these yet. So we move on to black. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I am able to create my Zeppelin here. Let me start this down here. Okay. I also created my military base, which is going to give me a general, which I can just slot right there. I can slot my financier there. I also will have created my submarine, which is going to give me another general. All right, I'm going to have way more blues than I need here by the end of the game. So we are moving on to green. I'm producing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So I have just created this. All right. And then we move on to yellow. Oh yeah, these are fulfilled. So I'm producing 1, 2, 3. Boom, with the financier. He goes back. I have produced the giant tower. And last but not least, blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Way more than I need here to have knocked out the ancient astronauts. Unfortunately, all of this stuff left over here doesn't gain me any victory points. So let's basically just go through and count up how we did here. Yeah, we are looking for 115 or better. I don't think I'm going to get there. So, all right, I have no combos for my financiers or for my generals. So these guys are going to just get me, and I do have a little score pad here. So let's just do that. These guys are going to give me 1 point each. All right, overall victory points. So this is just these that don't have a multiplier next to them is 10, 14. That's going to give me 29, 32, 42. Right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's about it. And then I'm getting 2 times the number of blue cards. So here's 2, 4, 6. Okay, so blue cards is here. I don't have any multipliers for my yellow cards. I don't have any multipliers for my green cards. And my black cards, I get 1 per. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So what did I need to get the bronze? 70. I am at 40, 52, 54, which you can see is right on par with my most recent scores, 51, 53. I am improving at least, but I got a head start. So I obviously have not mastered this game. You know, I don't know what it is, but obviously I also had way more excess here than I needed to, so I could have easily, like, looking back through some of these last cards, was there anything with a lot of blues or just straight victory points? Ark of the Covenant, maybe. Who knows? But I still enjoy playing the game, even though I am horrible at it. It's still a fun game, but that gives you an idea of how to play solo. It's a Wonderful World. Again, it is a nice little engine builder game. If you play multiplayer, it's got that drafting mechanic. It's very similar to Seven Wonders, so if you enjoyed that game, you would definitely enjoy this game. But what's nice is you can play this one solo, where you can't play Seven Wonders solo. And it's very quick, super easy to learn, super easy to play, super easy to clean up if you get you some super stacker boxes like this. And it has some 6 unique scenarios which change things up a little bit. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.